So on this pre-July 4th, we're going to give you 3 reasons for optimism heading into the Saints 2024 season and get you fired up. Thomas, hit that intro.
Welcome to the award-winning Saints Happy Hour podcast. Seriously, this podcast has won awards. American standards are dropping every day. The show features Ralph, the best host in the world, who can barely pronounce his own name, much less anyone else's.
Marcus Callaway.
Dave is that dude who loves taking bathroom breaks. He's mad about almost anything, so make sure to lower your volume when he speaks.
Put that freaking clown meme back up that I made. Jesus Christ.
Andrew has sources, watches tapes, and knows football. He rarely shows up on time and wants to commit crimes to help the Saints win.
Sean Payton would have done illegal things. Don't tell me I'm wrong, because you know it's true.
Oh, and there's also Kevin, who is great at doing mock drafts, but struggles to actually watch Saints games or have a functioning relationship.
Budrich wants to know how the doctor's doing.
That ended.
Anyway, grab a drink, sit back, and enjoy the insanity.
No! All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of Saints Happy Hour podcast. I'm Ralph Marlborough. I'm joined by Dave and Kevin. Andrew's on vacation in Turks and Caicos. Thomas is just back from vacation. I don't know what people in Poland do on vacation, but he's back. That's why we got the show on a Wednesday. Thanks, everybody who's joining us in the live stream. I see a bunch of people tonight on this happy July 3rd. I see Oppenheimer. I see your boy Alan. I see Jerry. I see Jason Champagne. I saw Butteridge. I don't see Andrew's dad. Maybe Andrew's dad is with the family in Turks and Caicos.
On the Bucci convention.
Yeah. So thanks to everybody for joining us. On tonight's show, latest Saints news. We are at the quarterfinals of the Saints Happy Hour bracket, the one-hit wonder bracket. Plus, we're going to answer your questions, and we'll give you 3 reasons to get excited about Saints 2024. I'm getting tired, Kevin. People are down in the dumps. I'm listening to these national podcasts with quote-unquote Saints fans come on to talk about the South, and they're just down in the dumps, needing Prozac. And I'm like, come on, people. It's July. It's Saints football. Get freaking excited. But before we begin tonight, remember to subscribe to Saints Happy Hour wherever you get your podcast. I have to mention an MVP contest. If we reach $100 in donations tonight, the MVP will choose which minibar bottle from my gigantic minibar bottle booze collection I'm going to poison myself with. Consider donating via Stream Elements by typing in _donate in the chat. Click on the link that appears. Twitch takes 50%, like the mob, when you donate using bits. This way you can spend less money. It's easier to get me. And it's easier to get me drunk. It's win-win for everybody. The next MVP prize is our best. The MVP winner from each week gets entered into a drawing to go to a Saints home game with me. That's right. Me, you, Section 641, watching or booing Dennis Allen, Derek Carr. Could go either way. And remember, text to speech, $20. You can interrupt the show. The robot will say whatever you want it to say. All right. Dave, what are you drinking tonight? And you got to tell us about this hot dog eating contest you got going for a good cause or something. Tell us about it.
I'm drinking Bloom from Parish Brewery. And if you are in the New Orleans area, or if you're not, fly in, drive in, Dat Dog on Ferret Street tomorrow, 4 to 6. I am apparently going to be one of 6 contestants in the Son of a Saint hot dog eating contest. I'll be representing Son of a Saint. I have no idea who else I'm going up against. I have not practiced for this.
That job. Get him.
I just volunteered because they seem desperate.
Are you gonna do the Joey Chestnut method? Are you gonna dip the buns in the water?
I don't plan. I was reading over the rules tonight earlier before we got on. Yeah, I am allowed to dunk it, but you're only allowed 1 dunk per hot dog and bun, and you're only allowed to dunk it for 5 seconds. You're not allowed to keep it submerged.
How many baths though?
And you're not allowed to barf. You gotta wait.
DQ'd. You get DQ'd,
yeah,
right?
You get DQ'd. Yep, 3 minutes. You gotta wait 3 minutes after it's over. 10 minutes. These are 2.6 ounce hot dogs.
Oh wow.
I'm not sure what size that is.
That's bun and wiener.
No, that's wiener. That's just wiener.
You're gonna have a lot of wieners in your mouth tomorrow from 4 to 6.
Yeah.
Double. What's your goal? Are you shooting for double digits? What do you think is possible?
How much time do you have on it?
10 minutes. 10 minutes.
10 minutes to stuff your face full of wieners.
When you
That's
shooting for one a minute. You're shooting one a minute?
That's one a minute. I don't think that's doable for me because I think I'm going to slow down. I could see myself doing one a minute for the first 2 or 3. I'm gonna put my over under at 6 wieners. 6 wieners.
Ooh, okay.
No,
strong.
you've got to say half. So
You gotta
that's
say half.
a,
Five and a half.
Five and a half.
Five and a half? Okay.
5 and a half.
Six and a half
Five
wieners
and a
in the mouth.
Wait a minute. Hang on. Wait. He's saying 6.5.
Yes.
Well, you see,
Ooh.
I can't take the bet on that because you're the one in control.
Exactly. No, I would not bet me at all.
You bet.
I might just nibble on one for 10 minutes. I just might take
smash
one
the
nibble.
on.
It would be great.
I'm just going to enjoy
You
this.
would listen. If you can't get down at minimum 4 dogs, at minimum 4 dogs, and these are
I would
plain,
think I
right?
can.
Just the bun and the dog.
Correct.
Shit, if you can't get 5 down in 10 minutes, I think there's a problem.
Yeah, you can't.
Well, and the thing is you can eat them in any order too. So I'm thinking about eating like 3 hot dogs and then 3 buns. You know what I mean?
You don't have to do them all at once?
No, you can split it up. Okay, and also another rule is, no chipmunking after the 10 minutes. That doesn't count. Everything has to be swallowed.
Okay. See, I think your goal, Dave, you can't finish last. Like that's got to be.
I don't
people
see
number one objective. You
How
can't
many
finish.
people are
6
in the
apparently.
contest?
I'm one of 6 apparently.
So you got to finish 5th. You got.
See, the thing is, it's like I don't care enough. Look, Son of a Saint is a good cause. I care about Son of a Saint, but I mean, like, I don't care enough about being a hot dog eating champion enough to like torture my stomach and have a miserable July 5th. I have to go to work July 5th.
What about your personal pride? Like if there's like an 8-year-old girl there and she beats you and you finish last, like wouldn't you feel bad? Like
if there was an 8-year-old girl there, okay, yes, I would definitely want to make sure I beat the 8-year-old girl because there are probably going to be at least a few people I know that are going to be there.
Yeah, so you can't finish last is what I'm saying.
No.
So I'm drinking Sam Adams lemon Radler. It's okay.
Oh yeah. Way to keep the drinking segment short.
Yeah, with the drinking segment's already off the rails. The drinks tonight: the Scatterbrain PB&J whiskey, peanut butter, raspberry jelly. That one's still hanging around.
Hold it up, Ralph.
These are.
There we go.
This one's been hanging around for a while.
Elephant wearing sunglasses? Is that an elephant wearing
and
sunglasses?
then this one looks disgusting. Texacraft sour pickle flavored vodka.
Who sent it to you?
Huh.
I think this might be Dave's side piece that I stole from him, and now he's my boyfriend in Houston.
Oh, Keith.
Keith, I think Keith might have gave me that one.
Dave's former lover.
No, I think that train is heading back to Davetown. Actually,
He is. He told me that. So we love you, Keith. So Kevin, of course, you're not drinking anything, right? Are you eating chicken, water?
I got here later than I wanted to because I had to
Protein shake.
record.
IV of protein.
Didn't you say on the last show that you were going to have something to drink on this show to make up for it?
Yeah, I did.
Or did I
And
miss
then
that?
I
I've
found
been
out
gone.
and then I found out today that my checking account is completely empty. So there was no
my God.
going
We need
to
to
the
GoFundMe
grocery
for
store
Kevin.
to get liquor. So yeah.
When is
Anyway.
payday?
Friday.
It's a great reason to support the podcast. Get Kevin booze.
Anyways,
Kevin
I got
Booze.
here late. I got here late because I was recording another podcast, the Dollar
Nerd
Menu
alert.
Discourse, which is mostly a wrestling podcast. I left that to come here to be part of the award-winning,
That's right.
the two-time Louisiana
two-time.
Sports Podcast of the Year, current bronze medal holder for 2024. And so I will eat dinner when we are done here.
Yeah. So
Be late
So-
dinner.
listen, before we get to the Saints one-hit wonder quarterfinals, which we'll do all 4 of the quarterfinals. Before we get to that, I want one. I said to both of you today, I said in text, I said, I want one reason that you're optimistic about the Saints. And people can do it, say it in the chat. It doesn't need to be serious. It doesn't need to be football related at all. But I want a reason to be optimistic. Kevin, give me a reason to be optimistic about the 2024 Saints.
Had to come to me first.
I'll go first. I'm ready.
Go
to go.
first,
Hey,
Dave.
you go first.
Dennis Allen might be fired.
How bad? Here's a question.
No more reason for optimism.
Here's my question.
I'm well. Go ahead, but I actually have a real.
Okay, give me your real reason then.
I have a fair one because I just came up with the Dennis Allen one too.
Yeah.
No, I'm thinking Derek Carr. The last 4 games of Derek Carr is actually what we see all of this upcoming season. Like that's the new real Derek Carr. That wasn't just wasn't just garbage time padding of the stats, and that's why I'm hopeful.
Okay. My optimism. 2 things. On a what do you say? Is it what is it, macro, where you go like on the global level,
That's
Kevin?
large,
Like
Bigger, yeah.
big broad.
Is
The macro level is why I'm excited for the Saints. The NFC South is still a bunch of losers. It's all losers. It's all losers, top to bottom. Carolina, the wife, the owner's wife is giving them draft advice. Tampa, they lost their offensive coordinator. They're 500 the last 2 years. And Atlanta's still Atlanta. They drafted Michael Penix, who's not even going to play. The NFC South is a dumpster fire. So that's one reason for optimism. But my other reason for Saints optimism is I think that they're going to add a safety. And I think the defense, DA is going to coach the crap out of the defense, and they're going to be top 5. Like, everything's going to fall. I don't know if the offense is going to be any good. I think they have a lot of question marks, and stuff could go wrong. They need a lot to go right on offense, I think. But, Kevin, I think everything's going to go right on defense, and I think their defense is going to be really, really good. And I know that people say the schedule's harder and blah, 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 but I think
when does everything always go? Like,
no, it won't. Like, but I think a bunch of stuff on
80%
offense.
80% of things will go.
Well, I think like a bunch of stuff will go wrong on offense, Dave. But I think a bunch of things are going to go right on defense. Like the pass rush is going to be good. They're going to be healthy. The safeties, they're going to get a new safety. Howden will be good. The corners will be as good and deep as we think. Like everything will fall into place on defense. On offense, it might be a shit show. But I'm excited to watch DA have a top 5 killer defense, which I think they're going to have.
All right, so here's what I'm optimistic about. I'm optimistic that Clint Kubiak can make the offense just 15% better.
Okay. Oh, I like
if that offense gets 15% better and the defense even stands pat, this team will win the South.
Ooh.
If the offense is 15% better and the defense stays the same, this team can win the South. And I am optimistic that Clint Kubiak can get the offense to be just that much better. The Saints listen, I know they had the easiest schedule last season. Guess what? They currently have the 5th easiest schedule.
Thank you, Carolina.
24. Okay?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. And even last year, it was either them or the Falcons. And so this year, the Falcons have the easiest schedule in the NFL. I'm sure Falcons fans are getting themselves hyped up about that, just like we're getting ourselves hyped up last year and this year. But the 5th easiest schedule, I'll take that. I'll gladly take that. It's not like we're getting thrown into the deep end of a swimming pool or a tidal pool or anything like that. It's still, the NFC South is still up for grabs, and we have the new OC.
That's right.
And again, if he can get 15% more out of this offense, if that means that Alvin Kamara can dig deep and find that thing that makes him just a little bit better. If we get Taysom involved just a little bit more, if Juwan Johnson rolls back the clock, if Bub Means is somehow a guy, and if Derek Carr throws a little bit more, and this team with a 15% better offense is a playoff team.
Here's something brought up in the chat, Dave, which I think is interesting. The Greenbrier, when the Saints would leave and go other places for camp, we know the Greenbrier was cursed. It was clearly cursed. Sean Payton was doing things that he shouldn't have been doing on the side in the Greenbrier. So we know the Greenbrier is cursed. But what if Irvine is 180 degrees? What if Irvine is like, what's the guy that like was looking for the fountain of youth in Florida in the 16? Yeah, Ponce de Leon.
Wait,
what
was it Ponce de Leon? Might have been Ponce de Leon.
What if Irvine, California is like Ponce de Leon in the fountain of youth, and it makes them younger and stronger and better because the climate is good and it's not cursed like the Greenbrier?
What if we're gonna have to?
That's reason for optimism.
I'm gonna need to know what the wallpaper looks like in the rooms at that place in Irvine. If there are any flowers on the wallpaper in the rooms.
Aldi Marino says it. Yes, correct. It was Ponce de Leon.
So apparently the fountain of
also,
youth
I don't know. I don't
is
like.
located
I don't like
in St. Augustine, Florida.
Correct. I thought everybody knew that. I don't know. I don't like this because this does not get them acclimated to New Orleans.
To the dome, 72 degree playing in the dome.
No, but it doesn't get them acclimated to practicing. I don't know.
I don't know. It makes it,
but maybe it'll be better for injuries.
Maybe.
And deep tissue injuries.
Yeah.
Butteridge says if the Saints go 3-13 and DA stays, should they go practice at Galveston? No, I don't know. Like send them back to Mississippi.
They can go practice in Natchitoches or Ruston. Or I tell you what, they can drive on the way to Thibodeau and then stop right at the paper factory or the sugar factory, whichever one that is, and just practice right out there with that rancid ass smell. Day and night. Go practice out there, folks.
Dave, Oppenheimer wants to know, are you scared about injuries tomorrow in the hot dog eating contest?
To your battle.
The rules, I did see in the rules that they're going to have paramedics on standby in case of any choking emergencies. So,
Sally, I need help.
I feel like I'm in good hands.
Oh, by the way, thanks, Mr. Juice.
What a way to go out, huh?
But he said on the board he wanted Ralph needs assistance as on the whiteboard because the MVP gets to choose what's on the whiteboard. And as Thomas mentioned in the behind the scenes, thanks to my lovely wife, she did all the writing for the whiteboard today, and you can, Thomas, you explain it. You can really see the difference. It's really magical. She has the little swivel at the bottom. It's classy. It just feels
the difference between Sally's hand and the Ralph's bad hand is, night and day.
It is accurate. So, all right, it's time to get to. Thomas, give us a donation update. Give us a donation update.
It's time to get to the donation update. All right, first the donation update of the day. We are on a, let me check, ladies and gentlemen, on a 47-week donation streak. Let's keep it that way. Last week, Mr. Juge won. And who's the current MVP?
Had to save you. Mr. Juge had to save you.
That's right.
Yeah, thanks to Butteridge for 34 straight months of subscribing on
thank
Twitch.
You, Butteridge.
Thanks for $10 donation from Jason Champagne with donation message Happy Independence Day. And also thanks to Jason Champagne for gifting one tier 1 sub. So Jason Champagne is the current MVP. 28.3 donations.
And by the way, I want to say to people, we told the patrons to vote on what custom stickers they wanted. Did they want one that they could pick a theme? It could be either Kevin, Dave, Andrew, or me, or Jim Mora. Jim Mora won in a landslide. So Thomas, just start making the Jim Mora custom stickers. And that's going to be our thank you gift to current and any new people that sign up as annual patrons, they get a sheet of custom Jim Mora stickers. It's going to be freaking amazing. You should do it. And you get the custom stickers and you get 2 months for free. Like, why wouldn't you do it? It's amazing. So Thomas, hit the music.
Last week I wasn't around, and last week you guys had trouble hitting the goal.
So now that you're back,
I'm wondering. Well, I'm just, I don't think that's a coincidence. When the talent's not around, people aren't going to really want to open up their wallets.
We still hit it.
Barely. Yeah, I know.
So
it was rough. It was rough going.
Give early, give off, and give hard.
Well, and now we've got the show where Andrew's is not give hard. Yeah. Now we have the show where Andrew's not around, and traditionally that has always been our best, most fruitful show. So let's keep
the tradition going.
Keep that going. Let's keep that going, because there's nothing that Andrew hates more is than feeling like nobody loves him.
And this peanut butter,
we want to rub it in his face next week.
This peanut butter whiskey looks really disgusting. And by the way, the behind the scenes, it was traumatic. I got trashed this weekend, and I gave the full play-by-play on the behind the scenes with Kevin, and Kevin was just making fun of me and telling me we were going point by point, but between of all the bad decisions that I made over the weekend. My brother-in-law was just laughing at me tremendously. Thank you, Michael.
Hartley Marino in the chat. Jesus wants you to give the good televangelist voice, Dave.
That's what I need, Dave. I need to spike. I need to get spike my hair and get like a 70s leisure suit, and we can go like full Saints televangelist for the people. So Thomas, it's time for the quarterfinals of the Saints Happy Hour One Hit Wonder Bracket. Hit that music. Let's get going. I like the cartoon theme, Kevin. I really do. It's one of my. I don't know if this is our best bracket we've ever done, but the graphics are top notch. And by the way, I want to tell people we're going to be. Thomas has been nice enough to cut the segments out of the brackets from the show, and so you'll see these podcasts. If you don't listen to the podcast start to finish, and you want to listen to just the bracket parts of the show, we have them, and we'll have like a mega podcast version of the entire bracket from start to finish that you can listen to in a couple weeks. So Thomas, it's quarterfinal time. Who's first up?
Is it that?
That's right.
Steve Gleason versus Charlie Clemons.
The absolute vitriol that I got on Twitter about including Steve Gleason in this bracket, Kevin, it could burn entire cities to the ground. People don't want to. They don't view Steve Gleason as like a one-hit wonder. They view him as like, I don't know. He's like an icon or something. He's an icon, a legend.
He is an icon, Ralph.
He is.
On the field.
But on the field, he blocked the punt in 2006, and that's what we remember him for. Like, that's it. But it's good. But people are mad. And I'm not going to lie, Kevin. Their anger, their vitriol, it has swayed me against having Gleason win this bracket. And he's going against Charlie Clemons, who I feel like, if you want to go by the letter of the law and the essence of the tournament, Hartley Clemons having a 13 and a half sack season, and then having 6 sacks the rest of his career and doing absolutely nothing but being incredible that 1 year. I feel like he fits the bill here. Thoughts before we vote?
Dave, you want to jump in? Because I know you weren't in on this last week.
Yeah, I was going to say I missed. Did Steve Gleason get a bye into this round?
No.
He almost lost against Rob Ryan.
Yeah, he almost lost to.
No. Oh my God, where was I? Can't. Are you serious? What is wrong?
You
with
were there. Come on, man. It was 2 weeks.
I know I wasn't
ago.
there. That's
you were there. You were
crazy.
there, man.
Wait, I was?
Yeah, Andrew was late.
Andrew was late.
for that only matchup.
The committee made a grave error putting Steve Gleason in this tournament.
No, they didn't. Look, I agree with you. If Steve Gleason blocked the punt and had his career and never got ALS, Steve Gleason would have been the ultimate one-hit wonder because, like, that's the one thing you would have remembered him for. But all the stuff that's come after football, that's elevated him, obviously. But that's not why we're doing this. We're talking about as you were a Saints player. Charlie Clemons, I don't really know much about him. I don't remember getting him here in the first place. There's no way Steve Gleason doesn't beat Charlie Clemons. Sorry. Do you hear my son yell screaming in the background?
Yeah.
I thought that was Ralph's.
Dylan,
So
be quiet.
He's going full max. You never go full max.
So Charlie
that was Ralph's
Clemons.
wife.
So Charlie Clemons has 20 sacks overall in his career.
That's right.
He had 13 and a half sacks in the 2001 season.
Yeah.
And he had a combined 6.5 in the rest of his career.
Wow.
Like combos, solo tackles, all of it was at the high in 2001. And the funny thing is he got shut out of the Pro Bowl because he basically ran into like the 1976 best directors category.
1927 Yankees and some shit.
Spielberg didn't get nominated for best director for Jaws. Go ahead and look at that category and look at the absolute gauntlet of directors that did get nominated, and you're like, well,
okay,
I don't know. So go look at the Pro Bowl in 2001 for the NFC, and then tell me who you're taking out and putting Charlie Clemons in place of. So
Wargo says Gleason turned his one thing into being a legend. That is a hell of a hit. It is. I mean, listen, like lots of bands have like one hit and they're like iconic, and they live forever. But that's, it's a one hit. So Kevin, who are you voting for?
I'm voting Steve Gleason.
So Dave, who did you vote for? You voted for Gleason?
Yep.
I'll vote Gleason too. I waver back and forth. I'll get the vitriol on Twitter tomorrow on July 4th, and I'll waver back and forth, and I'll try to get Gleason eliminated in the semifinals because I'm weak and I'm easily influenced, and angry, mean DMs
He
hurt
was
my
supposed to be
feelings.
eliminated 2 weeks ago.
And yeah, see what and I'm easily so like if you were angry that Steve Gleason is in this tournament and you don't want him to win, if you send me an angry enough DM, it may sway me and I'll try to get him out of the tournament. But I'm going Gleason here. So Thomas announced the winner.
Clean sweep, damn.
Yeah.
And the winner is Steve Gleason.
Yeah, and by the way,
man, I messed
Who
up.
did
Sorry.
Charlie Clemons beat to get here? Chris Reese. Okay.
yeah, here's the thing, dude. Gleason's gonna get an ESPY.
Yeah.
He's gonna get the Arthur Ashe ESPY. No, the ESPYs is the ESPYs will be the day, whatever day the baseball All-Star game is. The ESPYs are the day after. So like the middle of July. So that'll be cool. Gleason getting an ESPY, and we'll get to relive 2006 all over again. And by the way, if you haven't seen Steve Gleason's documentary about his life, it's amazing. It got nominated for an Oscar. You should check that out. It's incredible. So Thomas, what's next?
Did it get? I don't think it did. I think it should have been nominated for an Oscar, but I don't think it ever did.
I thought it got nominated but didn't win. But
Jesus,
Thomas,
man,
what's next?
Democrats.
Should have gotten nominated, but didn't get nominated.
Oh, okay.
All right, next
I got you
matchup.
wrong.
The next matchup is
John Gilliam versus Ryan Milne.
Ooh, this one.
Kevin, since you don't look like you're too busy and you're bored,
I'm not bored.
Look up whether
Gleason
got nominated for an Oscar.
This one here.
Okay. Yeah.
This one here, because either of these two guys can win this tournament. John Gilliam, ultimate one-hit wonder. First kickoff, Saints history, ran it back for a touchdown. The Saints were downhill after that for like 20 years. He went on to be an all-pro receiver for the Vikings, had a great career, of course, not with the Saints, because that's what the Saints did. Back in the 60s and 70s, they just let their good players leave. First play ever is on September 17th, 1967. And he runs it back to the house, Dave. But on the other side of the bracket, as iconic of a play as there is in Saints history, I think, Brian Milne recovering the Azakim fumble in the first playoff win for the Saints. This one's tough because both of these guys fit the definition, and maybe the committee messed up and this needed to be a semifinal. But we're here in the quarterfinal, and one of them's going to go on and one of them's going home.
I mean, I feel like Gilliam and Milne definitely should be like 2 or 3 seeds, not 4 or 5. This is, I mean, this is tough. I mean, but both of them just kind of had one play, and Milne's play wins them a playoff game, the first one, but they end up losing the next one. So like nothing gained, nothing too great gained, and kind of same thing with Gilliam.
First playoff win in franchise history. I don't care.
Well, I know, but
I don't care if they got blown out and shut out, which they didn't. I mean, they got blown out, but I don't care. They won the first playoff game.
Not only that, they were in the process of doing one of the great choke jobs in playoff history again.
Oh,
Ralph.
We lost Ralph, I think.
He touched the wire.
He touched the wrong wire.
And he froze. So listen, here's the deal. The Steve Gleason.
They were up 28.
No,
they were.
It all cut off, Ralph. It all cut off. You froze.
And he's out again, I think.
And he's out again.
Oh,
listen.
maybe not.
It all cut off. The Saints.
No. Hang on. No.
We're up.
Let me go. While we wait for your wire to process or whatever. The Steve Gleason documentary. The Steve Gleason documentary was not nominated for an Academy Award.
Oh, thank you.
It was never nominated.
Right. That's what I thought.
Travesty.
Should have been. That's the biggest snub of all. I don't know what Ralph was going to say. I don't know. To me, I lean toward Gilliam. I feel like it's your franchise's opening play. It's iconic. You regardless of anything else that ever happens, you had 40 years between that play and what, going to the playoffs or winning the playoff game or whatever. I don't know. I'm leaning. I guess I won't say. I'll wait to vote with everybody else. But
here's the
sway me toward.
I'm voting for Brian Milne. I'm gonna explain.
Milne.
I'm gonna tell you why it's Brian Milne. I think it's Brian Milne. It's Brian Milne.
No, you grew up on Milne.
Here's the yeah, that's right. I think it's Brian Milne. So here's the thing, Dave. The Saints were winning this game. There was 10 minutes left. They were winning 31-7. It was a complete non-stop party. It was like, we're winning this game. We're rolling the world champions. We're going to party all night in the French Quarter. First playoff win. And Dave, from 9 minutes and 36 seconds to the 2 minute and 36 second mark where Kurt Warner threw a pass to Marshall Faulk to make it 31-28. It fell apart in such hideous fashion. The stadium, people were literally screaming around me, this cannot be happening. This cannot be real. And it was 20 or however many years the Saints existed, 33 years. It was 33 years of dread, angst. And we all knew, we were like, we know how this ends. The Rams are going to get the ball. They're going to drive down. They're either kick a field goal and then beat us in overtime, or they'll just score and beat us right now. And it'll be one of the worst playoff collapses in history. And Brian Milne freaking saved them. It's Brian Milne. He's the winner here. John Gilliam, it's great. but most people under the age of 30 don't even remember. They don't even know John Gilliam. They wouldn't even know it if you showed it to them on YouTube. They might not even recognize it. The footage is so bad.
But why is it so great? Just because the way you felt? Because it made you guys.
Because it was the
so
first
good?
playoff win. It was the very first playoff win ever. And by the way, I literally
but there would eventually be other playoff wins. There's only one opening play of an entire franchise.
Whatever. Oz Hakeem dropping the ball is an important moment in my life. I gotta vote Ryan Milne. So Dave, you're going Gilliam, right, Dave?
I'm gonna, and again, based on what you just said, you're sort of alluding to maybe a little favoritism because you existed and lived through this event compared to Gilliam.
Bias.
Yeah, right, exactly. I was barely paying attention to the Saints in 2003, so both of these are sort of, out foreign to me. Yeah, I'm going to go with Gilliam again. Like I said, yeah, well, great. They won the playoff game. It was their first playoff game, but
first playoff win.
Took them playoff win. Sorry, nothing ever happened after that until they got Sean Payton. Maybe it made you feel good, but there were a lot more other playoff wins down the road that were more important that led to things, better things. And there's only going to be one opening play in franchise history, and that's Gilliam. So
Jason Champagne says Gilliam is the correct answer. But Kevin, you are going to break the tie. You are going to break the tie. What is it?
Listen,
Kevin breaking the tie in this situation.
This isn't fair.
It isn't fair. The guy complain to Juge? Then go ring up your buddy.
I'm just saying.
Turks and San Juan Caicos or wherever the hell he is, lofting backhands or whatever, and he can come up here and protect
Turks and Barbados,
regardless of what I say. Listen, here's the deal.
This is from the guy with the blog named Hakeem drops the ball.
You're talking about, it's present day, it's living through it bias. Well, guess what? In 20 years, when it's Max, when it's what's your boy's name, Dave?
Dylan.
When it's Max, Dylan,
deception! Max Ryan!
Please interrupt Dave and tell us how your vacation was, Thomas.
Cool, that golfer, 20 buckaroos, becoming the new MVP leader, and we are $55 away. Vacation was very good, man.
When it's me, in 20 years, when it's just me, when it's Max, when it's Dylan, when it's Randolph and Mortimer and Roland Garros, all of Juge's wealthy to-do sons, and we're the ones doing the podcast.
Maybe one of your dogs.
I'm the one that's going to get laughed at when I'm talking about things that I saw.
When Rich and Shameless does a doc on Steve Gleason, what fashion combination will Ralph wear that wins them an Emmy Award?
Your boy, and we have a new MVP leader.
There we go.
All right, so we're up to $73.30. We need $26.70.
$26.70.
We need 28 to 3.
That's right.
So,
28 to 3 will get us there, kids.
So they'll be talking about their favorite plays from the 2045 season or whatever, and I'll be the one going, are you sure that that's not just modern historical bias that you are going by? And I'll be the one saying, Brian Milne might have fallen on it at the 10-yard line.
That was pretty good. Jim Henderson. Wow.
So we're going to go with Brian Milne.
Yes!
Then what a shocker.
If I'm still able to do this podcast in 2045 mentally, I will be so happy. My brain is probably going to be a pudding pop by 2045. All right, Thomas, tell us who's the winner.
You better fill out the forms now to get on that liver donation list.
That's 21 It's 21 years from now. You'll be 60, 68?
69.
Yeah, but his liver will be 122.
Right. Yeah, that'll be a problem.
I'll need one of them clone livers.
Can you preemptively get on the liver donation list?
Couldn't Max cut me a sliver?
I don't know if I'm gonna a sliver by the river.
So
sliver
Thomas,
by your liver. Sliver
tell
your liver.
Tell us the winner, Thomas.
Roger that.
Sliver.
And the the winner is Ryan Milne.
There we go. That was a tough one. I mean, you're gonna have some strong semifinals going on here.
Strong to very strong.
So, Thomas, what's the next matchup?
All right, that was fast. Next matchup is
I'm going to get another drink.
Tom Dempsey versus CJ Spiller.
See, this is where I'm going to totally contradict myself, Kevin, because CJ Spiller is more recent, right? And it's a lived experience for us. But I'm also going to throw in my crippled bias in that the Tom Dempsey kick, even though I wasn't alive when it happened, as a young child that limped around in grade school and didn't have, all they had was like Jim Abbott with his one arm and like Tom Dempsey. That's all like the disabled athletes doing it at the highest level. That's all they had. So like the Tom Dempsey, it meant a lot to me as a kid, but it was also like, that's all the Saints had, man. When I was growing up, like that's all they had. They didn't even like in the 80s, they didn't have a winner. They didn't even have a winning season. They didn't even forget winning in playoff games. They couldn't even get to the freaking playoffs. The Tom Dempsey kick was all they had. And I know the CJ Spiller touchdown was fun, and it was the only thing he ever did with the Saints, and it was the first play of an overtime game, and it was Drew Brees, and it was Sunday night, it was the Cowboys, and that's fun. But the Tom Dempsey kick.
Well, I would say that the only thing that the Saints had was the John Gilliam kick return
and the Tom Dempsey kick.
So basically, the only thing the Saints had was special teams play.
That's correct.
Until their next two biggest moments in team history, which were also special teams plays, followed by their fifth biggest play in franchise history, which was also a special teams play, and their greatest disaster, which was a special teams play. And if you know exactly what I'm talking about on all of those, give yourself a cookie.
I mean, it's pretty. I didn't think of it that way, Kevin. It's pretty incredible. Like
That's true. That's pretty wild. Yep.
It's pretty wild. Like the majority of the Saints' greatest moments are all special teams play. But I'm going Dempsey. That kick is freaking. It is amazing. The club foot. It stood for the longest time. And the guy breaking the record in Denver doesn't count because Denver you can kick 80-yard kicks.
Other people have broken it.
Other people have. Yeah. I mean now like 60-yard people hit 60-yard kicks on the regular. But I'm going Dempsey. Kevin, who are you going? Dempsey or Spiller? Spiller plays pretty amazing, but I don't know.
Yeah. Dave was there live, right?
Dave, you were there.
I was there.
Spiller?
Yep, I was there live too. Yep,
I was there, and they were down at the far end, and so he ran past me right to get into the end zone. And obviously, I was not there for Dempsey's kick. Ralph, I had no idea that you looked up to Tom Dempsey as a
child,
capable athlete.
No, I don't like that. The crippled. I like the term crippled.
Handicapable.
I hate handicap, handy capable. I hate all those sugar coated terms. Yeah. I like the term cripple because it makes you realize like this person is limping at me. Something is wrong with them. Maybe I should help them open the door. That's why
I had no idea. I wonder if other people felt that way. I don't know if anybody's ever talked about that. But that was still, yes, that was a record that stood for many, many years. The CJ Spiller thing, like, yeah, okay, we beat Dallas on Sunday night. What was that? 2000? What year was that?
11?
2000?
No, 15, I think.
2015 was one of
16.
I mean, hard on me. Sorry.
It was just like a good win, but it didn't really mean anything. I'm going with Dempsey.
Okay, so the year that Tom Dempsey kicked the 63-yarder was the 1970 season.
I also married a Dempsey.
His field goal percentage. His field goal percentage that year, 52.9%.
Ouch! Oh my gosh!
He had his career high. Wait a minute. his career high for field goals made in his career was in 1975 with the Rams when he made 80.8% of his field goals. His career, for his career, he is 61.6% of field goals made. He only played 2 seasons with the Saints. Both of them were below 54%.
Yeah, but like field goal kicking then, like
no, I know, but it's just funny to think about how, quote unquote, back in the day, field goal kicking was this like vast.
Didn't he make a Pro Bowl too? Didn't he?
Yeah, he made a Pro Bowl in his rookie year when he made 22 field goals off 41 attempts.
Jeez.
And made 94. He was 33 of 35 from extra points.
Didn't he kick like a ton of 50? Didn't the Saints have him kicking like a...
He attempted 11 field goals over 50 yards.
What?
He made 1.
That's insane.
Over 50 yards.
That's insane. That's
and that was the year he made the Pro Bowl. And that was his second
Was he like a long kick specialist? Did they think that
he was, yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
like gave him.
Yeah, he was one of the. I mean, that was that weird era, Dave, with the kickers where like they were starting to do the soccer style kickers, but the majority of them were still like Tom Dempsey, like straight on kicking.
So yeah, like the fact that this guy with the foot managed to kick a 63-yarder in this era and that it stood for as long as it did. I mean, yeah, I gotta go with him. I gotta go with Tom Dempsey.
All right, so it's a clean sweep. Sweeperoo, Thomas, make it official.
Damn. All right, let's make it official then.
The winner is Tom Dempsey.
Aldo Marino says that's as close as the Saints could get to the opposition goal line back then, so they had to try 50-yard field goals. And I say, like Kevin said last week, Dempsey was below sea level. Denver was above sea level. I think Dempsey should. They should add
Matt Prater.
They should add 10 more yards to Dempsey. So Thomas, what's our final matchup?
And Dempsey was probably drunk or something,
dude. Yeah. I mean,
it was.
He probably added a little oomph.
Probably was smoking some darts at halftime.
Smoking right. That would have made it iconic. Like he throws down the long dart and then says, "Let me bang this through. Hold my Marlboro Red."
Marlboro Red.
Thomas, what's our final matchup?
Ralph Red.
Yeah.
All right. Final matchup is
Tracy Porter versus Garrett Hartley.
This is a strong one. This is a good one. I mean, Dave, I'll let you go first. Thoughts on both of them?
Well, I mean, these guys are both
same team, same year.
Yeah, correct. Same era, 2000.
Same year,
same season. Yeah, they're both deserving to be in this competition. I think.
You think so?
I do. But I think that one of these guys has this is way ahead in this competition here. Tracy Porter. Obviously, the one hit that we're talking about is his interception of Peyton Manning in the Super Bowl. But I mean, he also had an interception of Brett Favre in the NFC South Championship game.
NFC,
Championship game. Yes. But obviously his one in the playoff was totally iconic. Jim Henderson's got the call that sealed the deal. Garrett Hartley, you talk about pressure kicks in overtime. They changed the rules after.
That's right.
After the Saints just went and kicked it and won it.
They wanted Brett Favre and Peyton Manning in that Super Bowl so bad.
I mean, I know. And like both of these plays were totally necessary for the Saints to win the Lombardi. One got them into the Super Bowl. One won them the Super Bowl when they were there. This is tough. This is really tough.
Yeah, The
I don't
thing
know.
that makes it hard is
I'm gonna wait and listen to you guys.
Kevin. The thing that makes this hard is since it's two moments for Porter, the interception in the NFC Championship and the interception in the Super Bowl, right? You could argue that the one in the NFC and one in the NFC Championship was bigger, right? Because that Minnesota was really close to winning. Even if he doesn't get the interception against the Colts, they still drove down, maybe scored it, still have overtime. Maybe the Saints could still win. But the interception in the NFC Championship felt bigger. But the thing I think we forget about Garrett Hartley, yeah, he won the NFC Championship. But every one of those freaking kicks in the Super Bowl felt like life and death.
Right.
Like the one before the half, and he was the first dude, I think, to make 3 40-yard field goals in a Super Bowl. And they felt incredibly huge, each one of them. And you joked last week that
why Hartley is in here? Is Hartley in here because of his field goals in the Super Bowl, or is he in here because of his kick in the NFC Championship?
Both, yes.
Oh,
because one hit, Dave. It can be a play. It can be a moment.
So,
it can be
for
a
both
season.
of these guys, the one hit is the season. It's the 2000.
Yeah, it's the playoffs.
It's not even the playoffs.
It's the 2009 postseason.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then that makes it harder. If you're lumping in all of their stuff all together,
right,
and that makes it even harder.
Right.
I mean, you can't. There is no Super Bowl without either.
I thought about this, Dave, and my tiebreaker was I thought about which of these moments have I watched more on YouTube the last 15 years. Is it the Garrett Hartley kick in the NFC Championship game? Is it the Super Bowl kicks? Or is it Tracy Porter? I've watched Tracy Porter's interceptions probably like 4 times as much. Like I've watched that Tracy Porter Super Bowl interception conservatively maybe 1,000 times. That might even be undercutting it. When you watch like the Zapruder homemade videos from the stadium on YouTube. So I got to go Porter. Just because in my heart, I know it's bigger because I've watched it more on YouTube.
I mean, that's, fair enough. Fair enough.
Actually, shit, Dave, you were there for both.
You were there for both.
I was there for both. They were again. This is like having to choose between my son and my daughter as far as like favorite child.
You want to bring both your kids in for this one so that you can just at least make fun of them?
One of them just fell asleep on the couch, and if we asked them, I think they would both have the same answer. Because I'm a small 2,000 square foot shop.
Not for long. I think Dave's gonna have a 3,000 square foot shop.
Wow.
So, well, Dave just looks like he got told something upsetting.
So Dave has the deciding voice, or
no? Because Kevin hasn't voted yet.
Oh right.
Oh yeah, never mind. Dave muted. He's doing what you call him, the little gimmick, the little walkie-talkie app gimmick on the phone.
So while Dave does that, give us a donation update, Thomas, real quick, and give me the drink of the pickle. This looks disgusting. Give me the drink.
All right, so your boy Alan is still in the lead with 20.3 second place. Who that Golfer $20 and Jason Champagne $15. And I think I forgot to thank Ali Marino for $5 buckaroos donation.
Thank you.
So we are still less than $30 away from Ralph drinking. So
that's right. Make it happen, people. So what's your vote, Dave?
Wait, what did Kevin vote? I couldn't hear him. I got a phone call.
Son or daughter?
Yeah. Who did Kevin vote for?
Kevin hasn't voted. He didn't vote.
That's what I was about to say. I wanted Kevin to vote.
Oh, so Kevin, if Dave wants you to vote, then you vote.
I suspect Dave is looking to do what
I'm not looking to do anything.
What I was thinking about doing.
Oh.
I'm voting for Tracy Porter.
Oh, so Tracy Porter wins.
But I probably would have voted for Porter too.
Oh wow,
the clean sweep.
Well, no, but who are you voting for?
I said I probably would have voted for Porter too.
What do you mean probably? Like
that's because it doesn't matter anymore. But I'm gonna vote. I'll vote.
Then just
vote.
That's what I'm saying,
Dave,
guys.
Democracy is on the ballot, Dave. Vote.
I understand that. This isn't a court of law. I just said I would have voted for Tracy Porter. You can count that as my vote.
Right, but so if we're marking down, so does that mean
It's
that
3-0.
So
3-0.
Tracy Porter has
Clean,
3. Okay.
clean sweeper.
Okay.
Thomas, make it a
You're the only one that's not on the same page.
Before we make it official.
Yeah.
Which one of the interceptions for Tracy Porter do you guys watch more? The Super Bowl one,
yes.
Kevin?
Yes.
Yeah, because the Super Bowl when I've seen more often in GIF form or in clip form on Twitter, like, don't get me wrong, I get a great deal of joy out of Brett Favre getting intercepted and his own radio people
losing their minds.
I couldn't tell you the last time. No, the Minnesota. I couldn't tell you the last time I ever heard the
Jim Henderson call of the Tracy Porter.
Jesus, yeah. I couldn't tell you the last time I ever heard the Jim Henderson call of that. I have no recollection of that. I have recollection of him calling the Garrett Hartley kick and like all these other things, but none of the Favre interception because the Minnesota radio call.
It's iconic.
That is iconic.
Right. Why would you do that?
This isn't Detroit, man. This is the Super Bowl. Like
you could have just
taken me and tried a 4-yard field goal. Like. Seeing Brett Favre get dejected, seeing Brett Favre just be so sad and sullen, that to me, it's like I'm the Grinch and my heart has grown 3 sizes. But the Tracy Porter pick of Peyton Manning is, it's just I've got Jim. No, not Jim. I've got is it Jim? Who's the guy on CBS?
Jim Nance.
Phil Simms and Jim Nance.
Phil Simms and Jim Nance.
Phil Simms and Jim Nance. It was like, picked off, look out, and then Phil Simms coming in with, well, I said they should drop back, and then they sent everybody, like.
They sent everybody, Jim. Oh, he's cutting under. Oh, he didn't see him. But the funny thing I'll say this, I hated Brett Favre then, Kevin, so it was delightful to see him just battered and broken. But knowing what a despicable human being he was later in life, it makes it even better. Now, just going to say it. So, Thomas, make it official.
Make it official, he said. All right. Almost clicked the wrong one there.
And the winner is Tracy Porter.
All right, so before we get to the mailbag, and by the way, people, come on, get us over the line so I can drink the pickle juice, or the PB&J whiskey with the raspberry jelly.
We don't have Andrew's dad or Andrew to
make it happen.
Out here.
Well,
we need you guys.
Everything ends, but we can't have our streak end on July on the birth of our nation when Benjamin Franklin wrote the Constitution.
Right.
And
fourth president of our country. Benjamin.
That's right. He wrote the Constitution, invented electricity, and our streak's going to end. I mean, America just wouldn't be as great then. But the matchups, I was going to say, Thomas, but the matchups in the semifinals are going to be incredible. And we only have 3 more weeks, and then training camp starts for the Saints. So we're going to get this thing wrapped.
When are we doing our Kevin doesn't, finding out what Kevin knows about hip kid lingo?
We'll do that next.
I had it ready last week, but you weren't
We'll
there.
do that next week, Dave, because
I want everybody here.
Well, yeah, because the thing is, true. You got to remember too, Dave. Next week we had 4 matchups, but next week we only have 2, and then the next week we only have 1. So we have the next 2 weeks we have plenty of time to do fun and we also have to do the adopted son, the UDFA draft.
Oh boy,
the first week of training camp. So we got a lot to do. Your boy Alan says, "Do it for America. Donate, make it happen."
And now I have Now I also have Nick Underhill's phone number, so I can also text Nick Underhill and ask him who to take.
Remember, Dave,
Andrew.
Remember the discussion we had last week when Andrew was late. The goal is not for one of us to win. What? Oh, you weren't here. The goal is to make sure Andrew loses. Use
It's
your
4
Nick
versus
Underhill
1.
connection.
Oh, are we? Well, let's. Hey, look, Nick. Andrew's not around now. Let's collude and conspire against him right now while we're together.
Yeah, because he doesn't listen to the. He never listens to the shows.
He
So
doesn't. He will absolutely not listen to this.
doesn't.
His dad might. My dad.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. You need to talk to. You need to get with. You need to get with Underhill, and get under. You need to say Underhill. Pump Andrew fake wrong information.
Yes.
And then I'll make up stuff and be like, Andrew, I'm hearing this, and this about these free agents, which will just be complete fiction and made up. And maybe between those two things, we can get Andrew on the wrong path and his dynasty can crumble in a heap. And honestly, Dave, it'll be incredibly enjoyable if his dynasty falls because we cheated.
Yeah,
it'll make it feel bad. People ask me, they're like, the Astros cheated. Does it make the titles feel any less great? I'm like, no, it makes it, the fact that the Astros cheated and won 2 championships, it makes it better.
I know. And I like, if we did this and we pulled it off, like, at what point do we tell him? Do we tell him like, shortly after the draft when he's already stuck with his person, or do we tell him, at the end of the season?
No, we tell him at the end. We tell him at the end of the season, because knowing Andrew, like, he might like stumble into it. Like we can't dunk on him until victory is assured. Because that's that bougie son of a bitch. He's like Houdini. He wriggles out of it and then he's won again. He's like the Tom Brady of the UDFA Sun competition. It's disgusting.
And by the way, I can't kick him up a notch on the bouge meter for going to Turks and Caicos, because I go to Turks and Caicos every otother year.
I'm going. Speaking of the bouge meter, I'm going to Austin next week. That is not Turks and Caicos, but it's gonna be fun. We're gonna see the bats in the little cave. The bats come out. We're gonna go to some nice restaurants. Go to Buc-ee's, the Mega Buc-ee's on the way to Austin. It'll be fun.
If it hasn't burned
well,
down.
this just keeps getting better and bougier.
Well, yeah. Like in October, I'll be going to Kansas City in the middle of the week to do a wrestling show
really
with some of my buddies. So I'll be driving 4 hours to do that.
You guys are really excited. I had a really great time in Key Largo, Key West this past week.
To answer Aldi Marino's question, I have not hit on the trainer. She is smoking hot, but I have not hit on her because because here's the thing. She is very good at what she does.
And Kevin wants to be yoked.
Which is
dating
Kevin's
winners.
still building up the courage.
No, seriously, you don't find trainers like that everywhere. So let's say
you don't want to shit where you eat.
Basically, but it's more like, look, if she shoots me down, then it's just going to be awkward as fuck for the rest of it, and then I'm going to feel
done. You're done.
And then let's say I did ask her out.
And she will shoot you down.
Let's say I did ask her out.
What if she doesn't?
And things sort of went well. Well, I can't really rely on her as a trainer then.
Right. Then he still has to find a new trainer.
I mean,
he's in love and he's married and has 2 kids, but he's got to find a new trainer.
Kevin.
I was thinking this today, because training is it's good that you're training and you're going to get yoked, Kevin, and we're excited for you. But on like the boring adult thing, the boring adult things, like having a trainer and working out and being fit, it's one of the, like, being an adult is boring. I did the most boring adult thing today. I went and fought my house value so I could get my property tax lowered. But here I have a question for me, because we were talking earlier about me being crippled and that sort of thing, Dave. My wife, Dave, wanted me to walk into the hearing with a cane.
Oh,
and shake.
Wow.
She wanted me to walk into the hearing with the cane and shake.
That's disrespectful.
Shake people's hand with my bad hand. With
Sally,
my bad
I need
hand.
help. Like basically like Bob Dole.
Yeah, like do Bob Dole, like shake their hand, like put a pen in my bad hand and like make them shake the whole fist.
Yeah.
To get a lower.
Is she going to be outside the courtroom with like a trash can and a lid and pounding on the back of it or something to give you signals? Is she going to be doing that too?
Yeah, she totally would do that.
Are you just hoping to go with like just general feel bad because you're crippled, or are you like specifically going for like maybe a war veteran? Maybe he's a war veteran, and we should be nice to him.
Yes, whatever it takes to get lower taxes. But is it, before we get to the mailbag? Was that wrong of me to do that?
Yes and no. I mean, you didn't need the cane, then yeah, technically, I guess it's wrong of you.
But I do fall over a lot, so like.
Oh well, then you need a cane.
I mean, I might need the cane. Not yet, but it's coming.
No, if you fall over, then you do need a cane. You need some sort of implement to help you stay upright.
I mean, how far are you away from the walker with the tennis balls on the bottom?
I mean,
or the cane with the
closer than I like to admit.
The little table and the four gimmick.
I'm gonna have to have one of those seats get me up the stairs where they, you hop.
Are you really? Do you have like some sort of like degenerative thing that like makes?
I got cerebral palsy, and I know well, yeah, I'm just like wearing out the right side of my body because it works so hard, Dave. I'm probably like that's my fear. And the
liver
drinking
is on the right side, right?
The drinking, the irresponsible eating, all of it. It's not a good time. But they got that. Maybe they'll come up with cures or something. I'm only 48. We can make progress. They got the vaccine done super quick for COVID. Anything.
So many people were so excited to rush out and take that.
So,
what's the average lifespan for alcoholic cerebral palsy men?
Look that up, Kevin. While Thomas gives us a donation update.
Donation update. Not enough. This is embarrassing.
It's right. Dave is here and he's upset.
Don't embarrass me.
We need.
Don't sully my
$21.70 away.
Jesus Christ, your boy Alan. What are you, poor or something? Donate something.
Dave, you need to pull Thanos and do it yourself.
Come on, who dat golfer? I know how much it costs to play golf. You got money.
Jason Champagne says, Dave, you need to ask Nick. When Kai is going to take over as GM.
Yeah.
Nick when Kai. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, boy, I was off on that one, huh?
Yeah, that's one of our most...
And when is James Hurst resigning,
That's one of our most viewed YouTube
James
shorts.
Hurst retire? What do you mean resigning? Did he retire?
All right, Thomas.
How much should we extend him for?
All right. Go ahead, Kevin.
Here's some fun cerebral palsy death facts for you.
I was just going to say the average life expectancy.
Title. That's going to be the title of this episode. Cerebral palsy death facts.
The average life expectancy for a man living in Texas is 73.7 years.
Oh, we've only got like 20 years left.
25?
Hang on a second.
Years.
Now, according to
living in the state of Texas?
Yeah, that's according to... Now, that's data from 2020.
Okay.
What about Louisiana? Maybe he needs to move back.
But hang on. That's data from 2020.
Lower.
The CDC data that I have is from 2022. The average life expectancy in the United States of an American man is 74.8.
With cerebral palsy.
Well, hang on. So average life expectancy...
this is regular. Is this regular?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cerebral palsy.
I don't know how you find... You're like data. You're like data from Star Trek. How do you find
this guy doesn't... See, this thing isn't helpful here. Yeah. I need something better than that. The average life expectancy...
At the end, it will be Ralph and the cat.
Yeah, how long do diabetic cats live?
Cerebral palsy.
Forever, Dave. The answer is forever. The answer is forever.
How long do diabetic cats with cerebral palsy male owners live in the state of Texas?
Ralph, would you say you have mild cerebral palsy or severe cerebral palsy?
I would say mild.
Okay.
Just a touch.
Just a touch.
So
like a shot. Of cerebral.
So that's not
a shot of cerebral palsy.
So children, let me move that up.
He's like Zach Galifianakis at the blackjack table in Hangover,
Okay.
Dave. He's like moving around the data.
Right. Well, so I'm trying to get something that can be a lot more specific because
It
this
was
is
supposed
kind
to
of
be a
just
short
annoying.
show, by the way, guys.
Yeah.
Well, you guys asked me to find data.
And also, we didn't reach the donation goal. So there we go. There we go. We have to string it out. Thank you.
Hang on. Wait.
Ralph needs a pimped out cane that matches the zipper polo. Drink the pickle juice, Ralph.
Your boy Alan!
Thank you.
20 bucks for
Hang on a
you.
second, though. Let me just get to this. According to the Cerebral Palsy Guide, one study on individuals with cerebral palsy shows that more than 80% of individuals have a life expectancy of 58 years or more.
Oh my God.
So
That's
you have-
depressing.
So you have an
Or
80%
more. Or
chance
more.
of making it past 58.
Wow. That's comforting.
So that's
But that's
you
in
know,
Texas?
No, that's just like in general. I can't find anything specific with like adult
Look for the
males
state
in
with the highest life
So
expectancy.
who's the
We need to
MVP
move around
leader?
there.
The
Who's the
state
MVP
with
leader,
the
Dave?
highest life expectancy in general is Hawaii. The state with the highest male life expectancy
What
is
about
also
Poland?
Hawaii.
Hawaii. Poland.
What about
So we
Poland?
got to get you to Hawaii.
Who's the MVP leader, Thomas? What am I going to drink here?
Your boy
Am I-
Alan, obviously.
Am I drinking sour pickle vodka?
He already
Alan?
told you
juice,
in the
pickle
donation
juice.
message. Come on, man.
Pickles.
Pickle juice.
Pickle juice. Oh,
Pickle.
Ah,
well, it'll help with my cramps from my cerebral palsy. Right? Pickles do that. Fuck. Man, it just.
by the way, before you drink, Braden Lafayette in the chat. More bougie. Andrew donating in the show constantly, or Dave never donating in the show?
That's not true. I've donated before.
He's donated. All right,
Maybe
I
once or twice.
gotta drink.
And I was thinking about doing it on this one just to get over the goal. Thank you, your boy Alan, for
Thank
saving
you. Thank you.
having
This
to do
is
that.
all right. Here
That
we
would
go.
have been
This
embarrassing.
is disgusting.
Now we can say we reached the goal and we didn't have Daddy's help.
The sound effects. Jesus.
Are we ending on this? Is that it? Are we done?
Yes.
Oh, we.
No, the questions, man.
Oh, we have questions.
Ooh, and
And the
following up
mailbag.
with beer was a bad choice.
Give me
Kevin,
the quick
I-
rating.
This whole week has been bad choices of alcohol.
All right. What number are you giving it? What rating?
Woo, it's a 9. That is horrible.
Ooh, and
All right, 9 around. 9
No
it is.
half.
Oh my god, that is just. It's just not like. Sally, I need help. It just, oh my god, it's so gross. And here's another thing, Kevin, I forgot to mention. For tonight, for my dinner, I didn't eat dinner. I had a smoothie. So my my stomach is like.
Your tummy. You almost said tummy.
I almost said tummy. Yeah, my tummy. Well, I have an 8-year-old. So my tummy is like.
My tummy tum.
He's like, have this at the ready. Like, we'll see if I can get through the mailbag. So Thomas, take it to the top so I can give the people finger guns.
Yeah, I can turn on my oven too.
Yeah.
All right, let's play the music.
Peek behind the scenes. Before the show and the pregame show, we were like, oh yeah. We only got 3 of us. We got the brackets. We only got one Saints topic that's completely made up. It's not real news. We're gonna breeze through this. This is gonna be like an hour. We're gonna what are we at?
I started drinking at 6 o'clock at Mama's place after work.
So what?
I knew this wasn't gonna go quick.
What time? What? An hour and 25, Thomas.
No, we're
Something
like an
like
hour
that, yeah.
20.
So what's up? What's the first?
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta give people finger guns. What's first up, Thomas?
Delayed finger guns. All right, first question from Aldi Marino. As always, tons of questions from Aldi Marino. Who will be the first player to get yelled at by Carr on TV this year?
Tackle, left tackle.
Penny?
That'd be
No,
Flaga?
James
I'm
Hurst?
gonna yell at Flaga.
No. Trevor Penning.
Eric McCoy.
to get yelled at on
Chris
TV.
Olave.
That's
Chris Olave. He's gonna give Olave a cemetery ball in like week 3, and the yelling will commence.
Yeah.
What do you have? You have Kevin. You have
give me Shaheed.
Shit, that's a good one.
Oh.
You have what do you have? You have hospital balls, cemetery balls, heaven balls. Car throws all 3. So what's next? What's next, Thomas?
Okay, next question. Next
Pickle stuff is
question.
disgusting. Oh, God.
Next question, also from Aldi Marino. He asks, the Hanson brothers, Ricky Wildfang Vaughn and Steeman Wheelie Beeman, give me your Mount Rushmore of fictional movie sports characters.
I'm putting Roy Hobbs on mine.
Roy Hobbs,
of course.
Happy Gilmore.
Well, you got to name 4.
Happy Gilmore's on mine.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Big. What is it? The Bill Murray from Kingpin, Big Earl. Would he go on the mount? Because
you can if it's your personal.
Or is Rodney Dangerfield from Caddyshack? Does he qualify? Does he qualify?
Yeah, he
as
does.
Sports
He's an athlete.
I would put him.
I would maybe. I like Kevin Costner in Tin Cup. I like him.
Or Judge Schmale. See, I think I got to go Judge Schmales from Caddyshack if I'm going.
So you've got Happy Gilmore and Judge Smales.
Yeah.
I have Happy Gilmore and Kevin Costner from golf movies. And then golf and hockey.
Yeah.
And then I feel like I still got to stick with like hockey here.
Paul Newman from Slapshot.
Reggie Dunlop.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, Slapshot's an old movie now. By the way, if you're young and you're listening to this podcast, Slapshot's amazing. Like, find it where it streams on Tubi or wherever the hell. It's amazing.
I'm thinking Icebox from Little Giants.
Ooh.
Maybe Squints from Sandlot.
Anybody from Home Team?
Home Team. No.
Kevin James.
Nobody from Home Team.
Kevin James.
Charlton Heston from Number One. It's a good question, Aldi Marino. That's more like a podcast. And by the way, one of these years we're gonna have a watch party. We're gonna watch the movie Number One with Charlton Heston. We're gonna do it as a watch party live.
Never seen it.
It's horrible. It's Charlton. He's Charlton Heston. He's a Saints quarterback.
Isn't it Carlton? Isn't it pronounced Carlton?
Is it? You
Probably
see,
not.
You do this with the names. I think you do it intentionally, Davey, and you throw me off because you know I have no. You have idea. You have had no.
I thought it was Carlton Heston. I thought that was
you could be like,
Ralph
it's
can't
Tom
say anyone's
Carlson?
name right.
You see, you could be like, Ralph, it's Tom Cruise, and I'd be like, is it? I have no confidence in names at all.
I thought it was like conch. I thought it was like conch. You don't pronounce the H.
So I'll go Rod Tidwell.
Oh
yeah. I mean, that's not a fictional character. I mean, right?
Yes, it is. What?
Yeah.
Rod
Oh yeah,
Tidwell's
it's based on a real character. Or yeah, right. You're right.
Let's see. And the guy from Kingpin is Ernie McCracken.
Big Ernie McCracken, yeah.
God,
the
so I got from that and from that. Give me. So it's just players.
It can be. Well, I mean, I got
It
Judge.
can't be coaches, right?
It could be. You could put
God, do I want to do?
Al Pacino.
Nah.
Give me Kelly Leak
Oh.
from Bad News Bears, and yeah, shit. Give me
Kevin's taking this very seriously. This question.
Kathy Ireland from Unnecessary Roughness.
No, it'd be necessary roughness,
Oh yeah, Necessary Roughness. Sorry.
not unnecessary.
She's on my Mount Rushmore.
And God, who has better lines?
I don't know. You're taking this too.
He's taking this way too seriously.
Yeah, give me Tom Hanks in League of Their Own.
Ooh, that's good.
Oh,
Strong one.
Ooh.
That's good. All right, Thomas, what's next?
All right, final question of the show belongs to Dan Checo, and he asks, if you could get one redo, would it be not to hire DA, not sign Carr, or not draft Trevor Penalty?
Well, it's a great question.
Yes.
Not draft. No, it's easy. Not draft
It's
Trevor
easy.
Penalty. That's easy for me.
Yeah,
Absolutely easy for me.
because here's
That
the
is
thing.
kind of where I was leaning because we traded up. We could have had another draft pick for him too.
Well, here's the thing. I think I have a secondary question. If you don't draft Trevor Penalty, Kevin, does the trade not at all happen? So that they just trade up for Olave, and then I've got the 10th pick from 2023, and now potentially everything's different, right? Because I got the 10th pick in 2023. I got more picks this year. Like you'd have 2 second-round picks this year because you'd have your own and you'd have Denver. So I think that's the easy one. I don't think DA or Derek Carr are the problem. The problem has been the Saints have been sucking at drafting, and when you're capped out, the only way the Saints are going to get out of this. And I know people talk about firing DA and getting rid of Derek Carr. The only way the Saints are going to get out of this malaise, they're going to draft their way out of this. Like that's the way out of it. Whether you think it's getting another quarter, they got to draft better. They got to have not like a 2017 draft, but they got to have like a 2016 draft, a 2019 draft where you get 2-3 starters, and you build it back that way. Go ahead, Kevin.
So here were the 2023 free agent quarterbacks. Here were so you had Lamar Jackson, who ended up getting franchised by the Ravens. There ain't no way the Saints were going to get it to get
That's
it
right.
to him. You had Tom Brady, who announced his retirement.
That's right.
Then you had Daniel Jones from the Giants. And then you had Derek Carr. Then you had Geno Smith, Jimmy Garoppolo, Jacoby Brissett, Mike White, Gardner Minshew, Teddy Bridgewater, Taylor Heineke, Cooper Rush, Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield,
Andy
Jarrett Stidham, or Marcus Mariota. Take your motherfucking pick out of those guys, okay? Take your pick. All right? Derek, like any of those guys behind this offensive line would be dog shit.
Yeah.
Okay,
They would be
so let's save the money.
If you think Derek
maybe
Carr,
you get it, and then you're
think
picking.
Derek Carr has been dog shit, these guys would also be dog
Well,
shit.
then you I guess maybe
Okay,
if you.
so then let's sign those guys, save the money, and use that money somewhere else.
I guess.
Why pay Derek Carr to be the dog shit quarterback sitting back there instead we can just pay some guy
But the
cheaper
problem
to be
is
a dog
Derek
shit
Carr
quarterback
hasn't been quote unquote dog shit.
Well, the thing is, Kevin, I guess what people, if you would say don't sign Derek Carr, I guess the hope would be that the Saints, they would have missed out on Carr, and you kind of have like an accidental tank, and then they would have been picking top of the draft this year, and you get Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, or whatever.
Oh yeah.
I like that term. That was a term somebody on the Athletic Football podcast.
Accidental.
Seth Galina, yeah, he said he was the accidental tank where you're trying to win, but you end up being terrible. He said the Saints, like, that's what they're barreling towards, like an accidental tank. I like that.
Except they can't even do that right.
They can't even do that. They won't. No, the Saints. My biggest fear of the Saints season is they start out like 2-8, and we're like, okay, DA, he's fired, he's cooked, there's no playoff, let's start looking at the draft, let's start looking at assistant coaches. And then they finish the season and they win like 5 of their last 6 or 6 of their last 7 or some bullshit and finish 8-9, but there's no hope of the playoffs because they started out 2-8 or something. And the wins are just annoyingly meaningless. And you're just wondering, are they saving DA's job? Like that's my nightmare scenario for the Saints. But anyway, thanks for the questions, everybody. And by the way, remember, send us the questions. Thomas keeps them, and we do a mailbag segment all the time. We get to these questions we'll get to them all. We love the questions people that send us. Thanks, everybody, for sending us questions. So, Thomas, that's a wrap for the night. We made the goal again, but give us a donation update and thank everyone that donated.
Thanks, everyone. We are on a 48-week streak, thanks to you. Thanks to everyone who donated. Thanks to Budrich, to Aldi Marino, to Jason Champagne, to Who That Golfer, and to the MVP, who is the one and only your boy Allen with 56.6
Thank you, Alan. We appreciate it. I'm so excited about the MVP, the raffle this year that take a patron to a Saints game, and the MVP person. Because I think it's gonna be hilarious. They'll get to see me and all my Saints rage, angst, drinking. It'll be fun. It's gonna be a great time. And
do you know like all of the people that sit around you? Like you're gonna introduce them to everybody?
Yeah, I mean I know them. The thing is though, I will say this, Dave.
Your Saints family.
I will say this though. The reselling of the tickets the last 2 years has been
that's
up.
a thing. Yeah.
It's a thing. And here's the thing. Now that I don't go to as many games as I do from Houston, I do it. And I think one of the things is, I think that, Dave, it kind of keeps the Saints season ticket base. I think it's going to keep it at a decent floor, because even if the Saints are terrible, other teams' fans are going to be like, hey, let's go to New Orleans. It'll be fun. We'll watch our team kick the crap out of the Saints. And as Saints fans, we'll be able to get decent resale values a la the Lions last year.
I mean, I will. My tickets always sell for pretty good just because they're like second row. So I feel like there's a premium for getting on TV potential.
My thing is, last year was the first time I had to eat. I couldn't go. The Thursday night Jacksonville game was I should have just. I think I don't even think I got $60 for the two of them. Like, it was a disaster. But whatever. Anyway, thanks to everybody. And by the way, MVP winner. Remember, DM Thomas.
Yeah, boy, slide into Thomas's DMs.
Your boy, Alan, slide into Thomas's DMs on the Discord, and you can tell us what you want on the whiteboard. And by the way, Dave helped me out with the stickers for the patrons, but Dave, I discovered that you can get custom fat heads.
I thought we already knew this.
We already knew this, but I'm on the process of getting them. I think we need Minxie as a fat head.
Oh yes,
and maybe Jim Moore.
Nick Underhill.
Maybe Jim Moore, and maybe Thick Underhill or Trevor Penalty as fat heads.
Definitely Minxie, because we never really get to see her. And one day maybe
and the creator of my rants.
Maybe. Kevin, are you swiping left or swiping right?
A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Stay away from the nurses, Kevin. Thanks.
Grinder.
Thanks for listening, everybody, and supporting Saints Happy Hour. Please go to saintshappyhour.com if you're listening to the free version. Become a patron and support the show. We can't do this without you guys' support. Thanks to Dave, to Kevin, to Thomas, the best producer on earth, running the show, back in the saddle from vacation in Poland. Remember, kids, if you're going to support a Saints podcast, you ought to support the one that has won awards in the past, not this year, maybe in the future, but we're currently not an award holder, but we will be hopefully in the future. Until next time, the bar is closed.